Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 14th edition of Chamber Talk with Tori video podcast hosted by the Boardman Chamber of Commerce. We're excited today to get back on schedule. It's a great conversation we're going to have today. Joining me today is Sue Ellen Whitlock and Bobby Harrison with the Umatilla-Morrow County Head Start. Welcome, guys, to the podcast today. We're excited to kind of hear this conversation. We're going to just be kind of talking about all the services and the history of Umatilla-Morrow County Head Start today. So just to kind of get the feel of who you guys are, why don't you guys give us a little bit of a background on you, yourself, and how you got your career started at Umatilla-Morrow County Head Start.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah. So hello, I'm Bobby Harrison. My career started with Umatilla-Morrow Head Start back in 2002. I was hired as a teacher assistant, and one of the great things about working for this agency is there is opportunity for growth. So then I was promoted to a lead teacher. For a couple of years I did that, and then I was promoted to an education services manager and then a family services manager, and now I'm currently the assistant director.
That is wonderful. I love how you can grow within a company like that, and they see value in you and want to keep you around. And so by keeping you around, gain that knowledge of being in the classroom and all through those steps, that makes you almost a better director in the long run because you've filled those roles and not just coming in and not knowing that. That's great.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful.
It really is the Head Start philosophy is that you build people up. We have lots of training dollars, and it's just part of what Head Start does. I actually started out in 2004 as a teacher assistant, and I was at Boardman, and that was my first experience with Head Start working for them. But prior to that, I was a teen parent in our Hermiston program.
Okay.
And then as a teenager, I went through the CAPCO program, and I did 6 months work experience in Head Start. So that was my very first, just even being around children. And I thought, ooh, I don't know if I should be around children. I've never really been around children. And then I fell in love with it. And then I became a parent in the program and really just received so much support from both the agency and being a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Learned really quickly that Head Start is just a really wraparound agency that wants to support and see everybody thrive. So I started out as a teacher assistant, worked into a home visiting teacher assistant, worked into a full-time home visitor, and ended up in the family engagement director position where I oversaw social services and our enrollment. And then I stepped away for about a year and a half, and this position came open, and I thought, oh, what a dream job, and applied for the Head Start director position. And I've been here almost 2 years in this role. So yeah, it was a lot of support along the way and encouragement. And I didn't really plan to do this, but I found myself here, and my heart was like, yep, that's what I want to do.
That's cool. So I'm going to go back a little bit in the beginning of your history here. CAPCO, as a teenager, was that an internship program? What was that program?
So it was, I actually ended up going into alternative school. I do have a degree now, but I ended up going into alt school and realized just my path was going in a different direction. And the CAPCO program had this teen program for, they would support you getting a GED. They'd put you in a work experience, supported you, paid for your GED, supported that whole process. And then they even bought us work clothes to interview for Head Start. It was so cool. And I don't know that they have it anymore. I mean, this was just a few years ago.
Just a few. We love it.
But I had no idea that was going to set me on this path. So it was another agency also that helped me
in this path. Yeah, that's cool. I love it when agencies and everybody works together and you kind of navigate this world of what's my career going to be when I become an adult.
Yeah.
You never know. I've gone from sales to massage therapy, owning my own business, and back into this whole world. So you never know what your path's going to be.
Yeah.
But it all teaches you to be who you are later. So that's great. Going back to Umatilla-Morrow County Head Start, what's the history of the agency? I know it's been around for years. What's that? How many years?
Yeah, so 35 plus years, actually. Started out as a really, really small early learning Head Start program. I don't know the specifics. I actually think in our very, I think it was around 1987, we were a part of a different agency, maybe a CAP agency, CAPCO. I'm not exactly sure the first couple of years. Then we turned into a local nonprofit. And many people probably know Kathy Walmsley. We have a building in Hermiston named after her,
Yes.
but she was the executive director for probably, oh gosh, many 20 plus years. But she really built up the agency. I think she had this incredible vision of it just being so much bigger. And so every year it just grew into more Head Start. We have WIC, Child Care Resource and Referral. So it really just grew and grew into this, not just Head Start, but early Head Start. The vision was big, and just over time, we just became this incredible multi-purpose agency that it's kind of a one-stop shop for some families, you know, with all of our services. So yeah, I've been around a little while in 8 counties. We've actually been in 11 counties before. You know, things change over time, but right now we're currently in 8 counties across Eastern Oregon.
And those counties are?
So
Test your
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. So we're over in Tri-County, Gillum, Wheeler, Sherman. We're not currently serving in Sherman, but that is our service area.
Yep.
Morrow County, Umatilla County. We're down in Grant County, so John Day.
Okay.
And we're up in Enterprise, so Wallowa County. We were in Union County for Head Start, but we are no longer. There's another Head Start entity there. We love them too. And, but we do have Child Care Resource and Referral, and I believe Healthy Families. So we have some in Union County.
Services.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we just passed that test for the day. Didn't even know you were going to be tested today. Wonderful. So when, you know, we talk about the counties you're in and the families and stuff, what does that impact look like on those families and the programs, and what's that look like?
I could speak to that a little bit as my role as a teacher and a teacher assistant and all the other roles. But it's really a wraparound program, and our mission is to serve children and families. That's why we're here. And so as a teacher, you know, you get to walk that journey with the parent as being a parent, and not just on parenting, but you also get to walk the journey with them about their career. You know, if not a career, your next steps, you know, what are your goals? What are your dreams? We get to support that, and we get to walk along them and help them with that journey. So that's really exciting. And I think probably for myself is one of the most rewarding things I get from doing this job is seeing parents grow in our program. You know, we've seen parents kind of go through the same process that Sue Ellen described, and now they're out in the community and they're nurses, you know, they're accountants. Their success stories are amazing. And it's just such a unique opportunity to be a part of that and to support the families along the way.
So what is that? How, it's like a parent leadership? What is that program like? How do you get that? How do you offer that? I know, because I think Umatilla Morrow County Head Start, I'm thinking kids, daycare, childcare, younger kids, right? I didn't even think about parent support and leadership and stuff like that. What's that?
It's a huge part of the Head Start philosophy. We have things called, we have something called Policy Council. And so it's kind of like PTO, except for we don't do business without families, nor should we ever. So each site has a representative. It's a parent who's enrolled, has a child enrolled in the program. And they meet with us every month with our leadership team, and they go over what's happening in our agency. What grants are we submitting? What's our service model and delivery? And they vote on it. So that means every year when we submit our grants, our continuation grants, if they say, I'm really concerned why you're not serving this area, or why are you doing that model instead of this model? And they say, I'd like to get more information before we approve that, then our processes stop. And we get them more information so that they feel good about the direction of the agency. So they are partners in the direction of Head Start programs.
So the parents have a voice in the day-to-day opoperations and what happens around their services for the children and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I did not know that.
It's incredible at the leadership level, but then at the site level, you know, we do social service, home visiting, family services, basically, along with walking aside parents with their child's education. We help them with goals that they set for themselves. Maybe they want to get their GED, maybe they want to go to college. And then we have local parent leadership, so parent executive committees at each one of our sites. They determine what happens at their parent nights. They address concerns of their sites, and then the policy council is the liaison to the leadership. So there's this whole structure within Head Start that is very parent driven.
Huh, I did not know that.
It's huge.
That's cool.
And it's so great because we get stuck in the day-to-day sometimes, and to have parents' perspective at the table really helps us take our program in the direction that actually meets the needs of families.
100%. I was just gonna say, you get in such an administrative role, you just get in the day-to-day of like, how is this gonna function? How are we gonna meet our budget? How are we gonna fill classrooms? And you forget about the soft stuff over here,
Right.
like the children and the needs and the parents and everybody
Yeah,
having their own issues on the outside of getting their children to and from or in the classroom,
Yeah.
or affecting the child's learning in the classroom and stuff like that.
yeah, we've had some policy council parents even assist us with staff interviews. So interviewing potential candidates for the agency and help with that decision-making process.
That's cool. I mean, what a way to get buy-in also and have that feel of family inside a company like you guys
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what else unique? What are what are the ages that kids are in the classroom?
Yeah,
UNHS?
we serve the population of 0 to 5, so we have early Head Start classrooms, and so that is 6 weeks up to 3 years old.
Okay.
And then Head Start preschool services is the 3-year-olds until they transition into kindergarten. So, and what's really really unique about our agency is we help the families with that transition process.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're an early Head Start, we will help them with that transition into maybe not our program, but maybe, another preschool program. And then transitioning to kindergarten, that's a huge step, not only for the kiddos,
Yeah.
but for parents as
Yes,
well, right?
yeah,
So yeah, we start planning transition activities about this time of year. And so we try to collaborate with our local kindergarten,
Mhm.
right down to the teachers, take the kiddos on a field trip to see what the kindergarten classrooms look like. We coordinate with school districts and our ESD to talk about transition surveys. We want to really know what the kindergarten teachers want from our kiddos, and we want to prepare them for that. And we want to prepare the kindergarten teachers for our kiddos as well, right? Yeah, so it's very much a collaborative process.
Huh. So as a classroom, what happens in your classroom? Like, I know obviously younger ones, there's not much, but that older group, what do you guys, what's a day in the classroom consist of?
Yeah, well, even in an early Head Start classroom, there is a routine and there is a structure. So we use science-based curriculum for our curriculum, and we use science-based assessments and screenings.
Mm-hmm.
And from those assessment and screenings, we develop goals for the kiddos.
Okay.
And each kiddo has very unique goals that is relevant to their development. And then from those goals, the teacher takes that information and that data, and she formulates her lesson plans. And the activities are designed specifically to target the children's goals. And so when you walk into our classroom, you might hear some people say, gosh, all they do is play. That's what we want to see them doing. They learn through play, and they learn through all of their experiences. So when you start out, you'll probably see them come in and they'll start their day at circle time with a literacy activity, and then they'll wash their hands for breakfast and they'll help set the tables. Everybody has jobs in the classroom, and they'll have breakfast and they serve themselves and they pass the food around. So they're learning those social and emotional skills. And they'll brush their teeth afterwards, and then they'll go out into free choice and they'll play.
The littles
Even the
brush their teeth
littles,
too,
yes.
That's important.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. Yeah.
Huh, that's amazing. So if you are a parent and you're wanting to get a child into a classroom, or how's that process look like, and explain that part.
Yeah, so on our website, they could call and we could just schedule an appointment, and eligibility is where we have to start.
Mm-hmm.
They could submit an application online. A family advocate would reach out to them, gather the information. We look at income, SNAP eligibility, TANF, if they're experiencing homelessness, or if they're a foster child, they'll assess all of that, and then they will go on a waiting list. Typically, unless we have an opening right away, everybody goes on a waiting list. And it is based on lowest income first. That is really our target population. And then we look at just any of things that parents are going through, they might be struggling with. So then that also might bring them up on the waiting list. So if you're experiencing homelessness, you're probably going to be the next family in on the waiting list, just because the need is so great. We do serve middle and over income. We always are going to serve our low income first, and then we work our way up. So really anyone could apply. There is a possibility that even an over income family could get in, but we always have to exhaust our low income first. So yeah, you just meet with a family advocate, and then once selected off the waiting list, then you do an enrollment appointment, you do open house, meet the teacher, and you get started.
Perfect. Well, that is amazing. Community engagement, what's that?
Yeah. Well, one part of our program is we have a volunteer program. And so we have community volunteers. So they go online, they fill out an application, they check the box what they're interested in. So we have retired folks who are grandparents who really love reading to children and holding babies. So they go through the whole orientation process, and they sign up to go and hold babies for the day. Some people are like, yeah, kids are great, but I want to help in other ways, and that's great. We welcome that as well. So that's one part of our community engagement piece that we do.
That's interesting.
I would add to that, community engagement looks so many ways for us. We have the other pieces and wraparound of Head Start is health, mental health, and nutrition. So all of our children get dental exams in our classrooms. So they do dental screenings. We have health resource specialists who come out and check hearing and vision of every single child to see if there's any concerns, and we refer them out. And then we also work with Annette Chastain, or Chastain and Associates, they're a mental health provider. So if we have a child who parents have concerns or we have concerns, we bring in our mental health consultant, and those are external. Advantage comes in. They're a community partner who serves our entire area for these screenings. So Head Start philosophy really looks at the whole child and generation. So when you talk about volunteering, we're not just working with this child and their mom or dad or caregiver. We're working with generations. It might be a great grandparent. Anyone who's wrapping around that child is welcome into our sites and to our family nights. So it's just so much bigger. And Head Start really relies on the community to support our program in all these ways. So we don't just stand alone. We rely on the school districts. We rely on ESDs. We rely on the Port of Morrow to provide us space. That's incredible. The partnership, that we have here in Boardman is like no other. It's talked about across the state.
Right.
It's big.
Yeah, it is.
So that's community engagement.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's cool that you can offer and have those parents or grandparents or volunteers come in and just hold babies. What a relief for a teacher just to have one hand, like, just manage that one for me really fast so I can do something else, or and that kid gets that moment also, and it's just great to see the services those kids get. Anything else that we haven't touched on that you would like to share? I know careers are always a huge conversation, right? I mean, we're talking careers across the board, but we'll touch on careers here, and then I know that there's going to be a Workforce Wednesday podcast coming up talking about just strictly careers for Umatilla-Morrow County Head Start, but we could touch on it here and kind of start the conversation a little bit. What's those look like? Where are you guys trying to fill right now?
The pandemic, like many other agencies, we're hit hard with staffing. We're sitting in a really good place right now where almost all of our teams are completely staffed with family advocates, cooks, bus drivers. All of that has filling in. Management, leadership are pretty much all fully staffed at this point. The one area we're not is qualified teachers. So we're getting our teacher assistants. They're lovely. We've hired so many amazing people. I'm like, where have these people been? They're wonderful. It's really teachers. That's teachers. Where we're at is qualified teachers. And
And qualifications, do they look like similar to like a school teacher qualifications, or are they a little different qualification?
They're different.
They're a bit different, yeah. We prefer teachers to have a bachelor's degree in early childhood education.
Okay.
So that looks a little bit different because the public schools, it's elementary ed. But we will accept folks with an associate's degree in early childhood development. Or possibly if they are at like our Oregon registry, our professional development state system, if they're like at an oral 8, we can take a look at that as well and work around that. There's a few little loopholes we have to go through and get approval through our funders, but that's another way to be able to be a qualified teacher.
Perfect. So once again, we're looking for teachers.
Teacher,
Yeah,
Everybody
that's
looking for
really
teachers.
kind of where we're at, which is
Yeah.
an exciting place to know that, we've kind of staffed up everywhere else.
Yeah.
And it will happen.
Yeah.
And we have training dollars too. So if someone comes in with minimum qualifications, or we're able to do a waiver process, we have training dollars to help support education.
To further their education, to get that degree that they need to
Yeah.
continue to.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. Anything else? I just appreciate having this conversation today. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having
I
us.
can't
this
believe
is
we're at the
wonderful.
14th edition of the Chamber Taco Tory. It's growing, and I love it. I love these conversations. You get to have that one-on-one. We get to thank our members for being a part of our chamber and offer you guys another value for being a member of our chamber. So that being said, thank you everybody for joining us today. And I'm going to just say that join us in a few weeks on December 21st. The next Chamber Talk with Tori, I will have the BMCC President Mark Browning joining me, and we're going to be talking about all things Blue Mountain Community College. So he has a lot of information to share, and that can be viewed on the Facebook page as well. And then today, if you missed this, we will be uploading it to the Boardman Chamber of Commerce YouTube channel, and you'll be able to view it on our YouTube channel and across all of our social media platforms as well. So share away and continue to share this information, and we will share, and I look forward to the next conversation with you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll see you at the next Chamber Talk with Tori. Have a great day.